Шановні
Dear colleagues, we continue our working day, and now I give the floor to Presidential Administration spokesman on ATO-related issues, Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk. Good afternoon. Now the information about the events in the ATO area during the last 24 hours. In Lugansk area, the enemy violated ceasefire in Zolote, Popasna, and also Novoalexandrovka. At other parts of front line, it was lull. All enemy shellings that were recorded during 24 hours were during dark hours. One of them was with the use of mortars. And also as the result of aggressive actions of the enemy, Popasna-Pervomaisk part of road was damaged, and also on the whole there were 6 enemy shellings, including one with the use of heavy weapons. Donetsk area, active military actions continue along the contact line, except Donetsk airport. It was calm yesterday there. Right after the midnight, the enemy delivered short-term artillery shelling of our positions near Lugansk village. Also during 24 hours and during dark hours, the militants repeatedly used mortars at the part of front line of Gorodska Avdiivka. And there also intensive firing going on between ATO forces and the enemy. On the whole, in the Donetsk area, during the last 24 hours, there were 28 enemy shellings, including 10 with the use of heavy weapons. In Mariupol area, the main hot areas yesterday were Krasnogorovka, Mariinka, and also the region of the Kuchayevsk. Also, it wasn't calm at the part of front line between Talakivka and Shirokina. There, the militants actively used mortars, and also snipers were active. Ukrainian forces repeatedly returned fire. And at the part of the front line of Ignativka, Pavlopol, it was quiet yesterday. On the whole, in Mariupol area, during last 24 hours, there were 28 instances of violation of ceasefire, and in 6 cases, the enemy used heavy weapons. During last 24 hours, the enemy also organized 8 flights of air drones. 4 were recorded in Donetsk area and 4 in Mariupol area. During last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian servicemen were killed, 5 were wounded. Losses of the enemy. During last 24 hours, 5 militants were killed and 7 were wounded. These losses were sustained by 3rd, 4th, 100th Brigades and also 9th Regiment of Russian occupation forces. According to the information provided by the Chief Intelligence Department of MOD, Colonel of Russian Armed Forces Dmitry Bondarev, serving under the undercover as Yevgen Kovalenko, was fired from the commanding position of the 9th Detached Assault Motorized Regiment of Marines deployed in Novazovsk because he was not able to provide military training and also morale of personnel. Before he came to the territory of Ukraine, he was the commander of 51st Parachute Assault Regiment 106 Division of Air Forces deployed in Tula. Colonel Bondarev swore that the commanders of armed forces of Russian Federation, and he said, I cite, they should go and fight in the east of Ukraine themselves. So he took part in Chechen war, and he knows that Russia just wants to restore its imperial might. And in Chuguev town, Kharkiv Oblast, the officers continued their training in the firing ground. They had some firing exercises, and they will improve their theoretical knowledge. And also the first-year students of the National University of Air Forces, named after Kozhedub, undergo preliminary military professional training. The focus is given to practical skills, and 70% of time is for practical training. The subjects are military topography, tactics, medical training, engineering, and also firing exercises. Also, some psychological trainings are provided in order to increase morale on the battlefield. Also, border guards undergo large-scale training. During the next 10 days, border guard service officers will be trained, and they were parachuted, they had some firing exercises, and also they provided some coordination of the forces. And the commanders say that the tactics was changed and it is brought up to modern standards of military action management. And also on the basis of the International Peacekeeping Center in Lvivska Oblast, there was rotation of commanders of a Canadian Joint Operative Group headed by Einam Niven. And these are Canadian instructors, about 200 people. They provide training and first aid, handling weapons, demining, deactivation of explosive objects and handmade explosive objects, and also safety of flights. Thank you. Do you have questions? If there are no, so this is the end of press conference. Thank you. Dear colleagues, our next press